All right, it's time for some fact checking. There have been some articles going around that the state of Michigan has passed a bill that specifically allows EMTs, emergency medical technicians, with a blanket exemption from treating gay patients based on their sincerely held religious beliefs. This is not actually true as written. So the reality is that the House of Representatives in Michigan did pass a religious freedom bill, and that bill might allow an EMT citing religious freedom, sincerely held religious beliefs, not to provide treatment to a patient in need of medical assistance. This is called HB 5958, also known as the Religious Freedom and Restoration Act. The bill has not yet become the law, still needs to pass the Michigan Senate, but it has passed the House of Representatives. It would also need, of course, to be signed by the governor. It seeks to limit governmental action that substantially burdens a person's exercise of religion, which includes an act or refusal to act that is substantially motivated by a sincerely held religious belief, whether or not compelled or central to a system of religious belief. That last part is key because that means that whether or not what an individual cites as a sincerely held religious belief, whether or not it is connected to a particular broad religion, doesn't actually matter. And that's pretty broad, Lewis, in terms of I could say, hey, you know, my religion is the religion of computers, and that religion just doesn't allow me to serve anyone in my business that is black or something like that. And you would have a serious question there. Now, of course, African Americans' race is already a protected class in most states, so you would kind of have a direct conflict there. Sexual orientation in many states is not equally protected in that same way. So there's nothing in this act, in this bill, that says specifically about medical personnel refusing treatment. But the question is, and this is a very fair question that's being asked, could an EMT, if they show up to a home and there's a man who has been knocked unconscious or has a big wound or something like that, who is there with their husband, right? Their husband called for an ambulance. Could they say, my sincerely held religious beliefs are that what you are doing is a sin and thus I'm not going to provide treatment? Would that be okay? We don't have an answer to that right now, Lewis, and that's scary enough.
Yeah, this is pretty bad. And like you said, it doesn't help that the wording is kind of ambiguous. We find that to be true with a lot of these types of bills, though, and it's probably intentional.
Of course, the correct situation to remedy this would be, listen, we're a secular society. We have separation of church and state, supposedly, or at least we should, and we have a system of laws. As long as the laws don't conflict with the Constitution, Supreme Court precedent, or state and federal statutes, then that is the law, and there are no religious exemptions. Of course, we're already way beyond that because religious exemptions have already been approved, even going all the way up to the Supreme Court. So it's actually quite a complex situation.
We're in pretty deep. How do you get out of this now after these Supreme Court rulings? It seems like it's going to be almost impossible.